practitioners and reach new clients. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory you need to list yourself and your business. Our platform makes it easy for you to create listings of your products and services, and you can also choose to list your classes, events, and so much more. Metamorphosisconnections.com helps you create weekly and monthly promotional ads targeted towards your potential clients and promotes them for you via social media and newsletter. There are clients searching for your specialty right now. Let us help them find you. Start your listing today so you can share your own unique gifts and talents by finding the level of membership that best fits your needs. Let us help you reach your clients that are searching for what you do. Visit metamorphosisconnections.com and sign up today.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Brett Johnson. Look for cloudy skies tonight with a low of 3 below, Thursday sunny with a high near 10, and Friday cloudy with a high around 24. Catch Caleb Heron at the Fillmore in Minneapolis on March 9th. One of America's top gay comedians, Caleb brings his So True tour to town with sharp humor and big laughs. Plus, he'll be joined by special guests. Tickets for Caleb Heron at the Fillmore on March 9th go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. That's Ticketmaster.com.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host, guest, random reptoid, or chupacabra may not necessarily reflect those of AM 950 Radio, its affiliates, or its sponsors. Now, it's time to step into the unknown. There are things people experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in the corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us. Share your story, share your experience, because this isn't just your story. This is our story. This is GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakun.
And this is GhostBox Radio on AM 950, where every night we talk about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, and so much more. My name is Greg Bakun. Thank you very much for joining us. And I hope everyone is having a fantastic Wednesday. I know I am, because it is not 45 degrees below zero. And I do appreciate that very, very much. Over in Eden Prairie tonight, we have Adam, who we found out just moments ago that because him and Deb like to talk so much that somebody else has to step up and get the show moving. And it's clearly not Adam. So, thank goodness I'm here. I'm not just a pretty face. So
I didn't even know you were a pretty face.
Well, that's what I'm calling myself today. So,
and besides, if I wasn't here, how would you hit the dump button?
We would just throw it to the winds of the FCC and see how the night progresses. And we'll see what if there's a station tomorrow morning. So that's kind of how that works.
Reach Greg at GhostBox Radio.
This might just become an online only experiment after tonight. So we'll see how it goes. First of all, once again, folks, it's Wednesday, and every other Wednesday we are blessed. We bring on psychic medium, refined divine Deb. And it's always so much fun to have her on. We're doing one question readings tonight. And for those who are new, who have not experienced this before, what we're going to do is this. We are going to have an opportunity in the comments, or you can call in. You can call in at 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205. And what we want is for you to ask a question about something that you may want help in, want to know what's going on. The parameters tonight, though, are this. Deb does not talk politics. Deb is not a lawyer. She's a psychic medium. So don't go with lawyeristic questions. That's a word I just made up. Nor is she a doctor. She is not a physician. So if your leg hurts, go see a doctor. Don't ask her about it, okay? But if you're interested about jobs, love, money, pets, if you want to channel somebody, a loved one, this is your time to do so. And as I always say, this is an hors d'oeuvre to what Deb offers, and Deb offers quite a bit. I do invite you to go over to her website, refinedivinepsychic.com. Over there, you can schedule a reading, a full reading. This is just one question. So if you start trying to ask a second question, we're going to bounce you. But if you have more, you should really reach out to her. You should make sure that you have an opportunity to talk to her. She also does a lot of events. She also does retreats. She does classes. There's a lot for you to go to and see for your self-help, for your own personal journey. Go to refinedivinepsychic.com, or you can find her on Facebook, Refined Divine Psychic Medium on Facebook. Go there and check her out. I'm bringing on Deb now. Deb, how are you tonight?
I'm fantastic, Greg, but everybody needs to know it's your birthday.
They don't need to know that, but okay, it's out there now.
Yes, they do. Everybody has to tell Greg that happy birthday so that
Well,
you
thank
can be
you.
acknowledged for your birthday.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. I'm not going to do that thing when you get older and you start telling people I'm 24. No, it is what it is. But I'll tell you what's funny, and I know I see her in the chat. A friend of mine, she had said, "How does it feel to be 52?" And I said, "I'm not 52. I'm 51." And she's like, "Wait a minute, you're older than I am?" Or she says, "I'm older than you are," and I'm like, "Yep." And she's like, "Oh." So that actually, those sort of things actually better than a birthday gift, if you ask me. So just going to be very honest. I have a very sharp tongue today. I've noticed. I don't know. I'm reared up. I don't know. I think it's your
you
energy.
haven't gotten enough birthday love.
Yeah, that's it. All right. That's it.
I tell you what, I can never remember how old I am. I'm always asking Dave how old I am. I'm like, am I 42, 44? What is it again? How am I old this year? How old am I? And he always has to tell me because I can never remember. Because age is just a number and I don't keep track, and that's the truth. I really don't.
When I turned 50 last year, that was really something for me. That was really tough for some reason. Today, I woke up with such a feeling of like just almost like euphoria. I felt really good, and I still do. And I'm like, well, that's good, because this garbage of feeling like being a certain age and feeling like that's old and stuff, that has to get out of your mind. You cannot have that. You have to get rid of that. So
Absolutely.
100% agree. And when people say, "Oh, we're older now," or whatever, to me, it's like, you know what? If you're going to say that, then you are. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and you've watched I and Dave. We have the energy of 20-year-olds. People are like, how do you have this much energy? What do you do? And we just don't think about it. We just do what we love, and it doesn't stop us.
I'm a big Paul McCartney fan, and I remember there was a picture of him after he turned 80 that he does yoga, and he does it on his head. And so he's like balancing on top of his head. Now, let's be fair, and this might come as a surprise to people. I don't have the money Paul McCartney has, so there's a lot of money that's being literally pumped into him to keep him alive. But I mean, still, there are people who are older and they have money and they're not doing as well as that. So I do think that there is hope for when you get older, that you're able to still be a functioning person in society, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what Spirit says about age, and this will help. Spirit says that age is not existed. It doesn't exist. We just put a frame of mind to the number so we can better understand as humans what's happening. Because honestly, we could make 5 years into 1 year. It's all up to us about what kind of expectations or what kind of standards we put on a time frame, right? And so it's about finding something you love and being passionate about it and living with that and living through your heart and not in your head. And the years will seem so young, even when you're in your older years.
Absolutely. So I do have to say, I think Wade has the best comment here. He's like 51 years wiser. There you go. I'm not gonna argue with that. Let's see here. Mandy says, who happened to be the one making the comment, thinking that I was older than her. She learned something new today. I knew it all the time. She says, lesson here is keep doing yoga. Sure. With that being said, now Mandy does yoga. She teaches yoga classes, so that's okay, and she does it very well. I can walk, and I'm happy about that. So that's all I know there. Now,
no downward dog for you.
Okay, so in keeping with the joyous spirit that we have cultivated on the program tonight, I want to, before we get to questions, you have some exciting news that I want you to share with us, please.
Yeah, so we were on KTC, the NBC network, the Midwest Access Show, and they loved having us on so much and having me teach about sound bowls and the frequency and how to heal your body with that. And they actually had little mini readings with me. The producer, the director, and the host actually asked me to come and have a talk with them, and they would like me to come on every single month. Every second Tuesday of the month, I'm going to be a regular that comes on and speaks about the beyond.
There we go. Awesome. Congratulations. That's so cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. After we were on Midwest Access, we had like 50 people show up to our Rochester show just from seeing us on TV.
Gosh, that's
So
great.
we were really excited. Yeah, we're
That
really
is,
excited to be sharing, and yeah.
it is well deserved. Very excited for you, and just remember, once that gets bigger, just remember, little old Adam and myself over at AM 950, and remember that we
Don't worry. I never forget
exist.
where I come from. It makes me who I am.
Well, if you say this makes you as who you are, I'm sorry. So
It does. It's a part of who I am. Absolutely.
now, before we get into any questions, I just said that, but I'm going to say it again. Before we get into any more questions, Adam has a question for you, which I thought was very interesting. And if you don't think it's an interesting question, I'll probably change my view on what I think of the question. But Adam, what you said to me this afternoon, I thought was a really astute question.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about this. With all the planets by, I believe it's the 27th or 28th, are going to be completely aligned. We've already got 6 of them aligned currently. What does that do to someone like you who is a psychic medium? Does that kind of hinder what you can do? Does that give you a little bit more energy, or does it not even really affect how you channel? Because this is the first time in like 3.6 billion years that this solar event has, or this, event in space has taken place. Are you feeling anything from the alignment of the planets?
I'm not personally feeling the alignment of the planets. Like nothing has changed for me psychically. But I am noticing a lot of aggression in other humans. Because of the energetic change and the shift in the energy because of the alignment of the planets energy poles, right? And then the gravitational around the earth and all the things when we have an alignment of all the planets. And so spirit talks to us about like when humans feel off or feel like something's different energetically, they don't know what's happening. Aggression and anger is what comes out. So I have noticed a lot more people being more agitated and their energy, their fields are a little off, like when I'm out and about. They're not as glowing as they normally are, or they feel a little bit rigid and then they just like literally I can watch like a pack of people be kind of angry, and then the angriness just kind of spreads throughout the whole store. And so we're noticing like that is more.
There you go.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
honestly wondering about that because when I read the story, you were the first person who popped into my mind. It's like, I wonder if that affects Deb and what she does.
No, no, that hasn't affected us at all. But we've never had anything affect our psychic abilities. Because a lot of psychics will say when they're sick or, different things are taking over their bodies that they're not psychic, but we're just psychic always. So I think that this is just because I'm completely clairvoyant is what I've come to terms with, that it
Sure.
doesn't get affected, because I do know other psychics, it really does affect them, but it doesn't affect us.
Awesome. Thank you so very much.
Yeah.
Kathy asked the question, are there some signs that would feel it more than others?
For planetary alignment and yeah, absolutely. because everybody is linked to different parts of the universe and different parts of the earth and the stars by the time that they're born in the time frame. And if you really get into astrology and numerology, you really start to understand that the time that you're born really is important to the universe, and your energetic field is really important to the universe itself. And so when you start looking at that, you know that other people are more affected than others.
Very interesting. It truly is something. And Adam, one thing Adam said, which I hope you don't mind me, saying, Adam, is that you're talking about how you're going to make it your business in a sense to see if you can see this when they do all align. And I'd have to agree. It's a really good reminder, because this is something that is, it's going to be. It's not even once in a lifetime, because it is once in a lifetime, but it's, as Adam pointed out to me earlier, I think he's right. It's once in a planet's lifetime that this is all, these are all lining up. And I think it's pretty incredible. So yeah. Well, I just killed the radio show. Okay. Before we head off the break, do we have, let's get one question in, because we don't have a lot of questions. We have a lot of people congratulating you, people wishing me happy birthday, but we want people to put in questions for one question reading. Better yet, calling in 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205. Amber has a question though in the chat, and she says, I'm not new, so if no one else comes up, well, of course more people are going to come up. My goodness. Deb, will this promotion for manager end up being long-term?
Oh, we saw this coming. We saw the evolution of this. I remember this. And yes, it is, because you were meant to lead. And we've always known that since we met you, Amber. You're definitely supposed to be leading the rest. And so it's a definite yes.
Very cool. Very, very cool. There are, and I just want to remind folks, I see stuff here actually tonight that I think really, I'm seeing stuff in the comments that is actually very reminiscent of the energy you're talking about in terms of what people are putting in there. I just want to remind folks, if we put your question up, if I read your question, it is going to be public. It is going out to everywhere. Okay. And generally we do try to keep things a little bit light. Some of these questions I think is more of a getting a even, and there's a lot of reasonable options for getting readings. I just want to put that out there. Folks, think about that before you start putting your questions out there. Okay. Let's do this. We're going to take a break here. Call in if you want. It's easier actually, and you get to the front of the line if you call in, because Deb is able to talk directly to you. We will get to more questions. More people are filling up here, and I do appreciate that. And we have a lot more to get to. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950.
Greg Bakun here. I've told you about the out-of-the-world roast beef sandwiches at Maverick's Real Roast Beef, but I haven't told you about their Philly steak sandwiches, turkey bacon avocado sandwich, BLT, crispy chicken, fish sandwiches, brisket, or pulled pork. Okay, you get the idea. They make a lot of delicious food to the same standard as their famous roast beef sandwiches, and now I'm starving. I'm going to go to Maverick's Real Roast Beef off Lexington and Roseville, and you need to go too. Check out their menu at mavericksbeef.com.
Greg Bakun here. I love historic tours of Minneapolis and seeing everything it has to offer. But if you know me, I like to include a little spooky in my tours, which is why I found the perfect combination. Minneapolis Trolley Tours does this amazing candlelight ghost tour that you have to check out. It's an extremely immersive experience. It's a trolley trip that starts out at a haunted mansion, traveling around Minneapolis locations, exposing ghost stories that the public and business owners would rather left untold. Then a tour of the aforementioned haunted mansion where ghosts of past residents from the 1800s reside, plus a lot of surprises to discover. Next, experience Gertrude's After Hours. Did I mention Gertrude is the mansion's most famous ghost? Maybe she'll show up. And you finish up the tour at Gertrude's Lounge in the haunted basement of the mansion with refreshments and Q&A. The trolleys are climate controlled and the mansion is restored to perfection. Check out MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for more information.
Are you one of thousands of individuals who know you have psychic abilities but don't know how to tap into your higher self? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who offers classes that can help you reach your goals. Refined Divine holds classes Monday and Thursday at her 2 locations and via Zoom. Classes consist of manifestation, learning psychic abilities, shadow work, and healing trauma. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
This is Psychic Medium Deb. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
And welcome back to GhostBox Radio and AM 950. My name is Greg Bakun, and I see, okay, you tried to escape, didn't you, Deb? I could see you were like, nope, we're all done with the show. But I come back and I see you're not there, and I'm just like, well, this is great. This is perfect. But you're really having problems tonight.
I bumped a button.
Oh, did you? Did you?
Yeah.
Well, that's stop touching stuff, Just knock it off over there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so we're doing one question readings tonight with Psychic Medium, Refined Divine. Once again, I'm just going to go through real fast and remind folks that these are just little bits of a reading. It's not a full reading. And I think a lot of people would benefit from a full reading because you can expand on your questions. You can get a fuller picture of what the answers are to your questions. There's a lot of benefits to that. I would recommend everyone going to refineddivinepsychic.com, refineddivinepsychic.com to schedule your reading. See if what retreats, what events are coming up that Deb is going to be at, plus all the classes. You still have a full schedule of classes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I do Monday and Wednesday now at 7:00, and that's our regular empowerment of your psychic abilities. And then Tuesdays I do a business class teaching people how to use their psychic abilities or their intuitiveness to make money. And so we offer Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday classes, and then I do individual mentoring programs, and I take appointments Tuesday through Thursdays, and I do holistic fairs on the weekends, and I do spiritual retreats.
That's fantastic. You're always busy. I've and I think a number of your students, past students, people who love working with you. I see a lot of people in the comments, and everyone has so many good things to say about the work that you're doing. Folks, if you want to see what your journey looks like, it's worth your time to go to refineddivinepsychic.com, check it out. And once again, go over to Facebook and just go and like Refined Divine Psychic Medium on Facebook. Then you can see, much more in real time, all of Deb's events and everything else that is coming up. So we're doing one question readings. Put your question in the comments, but we go straight to the phone lines, 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205. We're going there now. We have Nancy on the line. Nancy, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How you doing? Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. So what's your question for Deb tonight?
Retire or not this year?
Yeah, we hear so loud. Should we stay or should we go now? So
Right,
you're so
right,
worried.
I know.
So you're so worried about being bored. And so this is what we say to you. You are a far more spectacular person than you're giving yourself credit for. You will think of things to do with your time. And know that you can kind of go to a part-time too, or even just like a couple days and not just 5 days. There's always a choice to be made. Remember that you can always change your mind.
True. I could be like a Walmart greeter for a while and then.
Yes. You can always just
Back
go.
to my
If you
job.
get that bored, honey, just go back for like a day or two. It's okay.
Oh, I think I can find stuff to do. I'm pretty sure.
See? We said, we were like, oh, you can find stuff to do.
So, Nancy, may I ask what is in your mind that it's that, and if you don't have to share if you don't want to, but what's the reason that you may not want to retire?
Insurance.
That's a big one.
Plain and simple.
Yeah, that's a huge one. Yeah. So
I know. And that is like it's a big deal. And they're willing to let me kind of work off site too, so I can work from my RV if I plan to go traveling. So
There we
Yeah,
go.
because there's so much life to be lived out there. So much life to be lived out there. And aren't you getting to where you can draw and use the Medicaid too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's no worries there.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, this year, probably in October, I will be able
Yeah.
to.
Because I was like, because you're like insurance, and I was like, and Spirit said no, she qualifies for it, so that's not real. So you need to stop your worrying there, Missy.
We
Oh,
just
man.
we just help you decide on a major life decision on GhostBox Radio. It's
I don't know if
crazy.
I can make money while I'm traveling, though. Why not, though? Right?
Right. Absolutely. There you go. Well, that's great. I mean, it's, and I remember my parents at their time of retirement, where they were also, they had that sort of, conversation. You'd hear that a lot. I shall be working till 90, but that's my own problem. So there you go. You got that figured out.
That's my fear. Yeah, I don't want to work too long, because then I'll be like, oh shit, I should have quit a while ago.
There you go.
We always say this, Nancy, and we share this with everybody, and this is a secret to living. If you had 24 hours left, what would you do with your time?
Ooh, dang.
What would you do with your time?
Yeah, good question.
That's what you need to be doing.
There you go.
Every single day I live it like
I know what I would do, but I couldn't tell you.
Every single day, Nancy, I live like it's my last, but I live like it's never going to end.
I keep hearing TikTok, right?
Well, possibly. So
thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. All right. See, folks, it's not scary calling in mostly. Please do so, because that way Deb can talk to you, and because there's nothing worse than me trying to get people to talk with us in comments. But if you're too afraid to call in, then you can do that, because we don't have any callers at the moment. We do have people who have put into the comments. Let's see here. Nikki says, hey, Deb, you're amazing, and I love seeing you at the holistic healing fairs. Hi, Greg, too. No, it doesn't say that, does it? I've been feeling very stuck and disconnected lately. What should I be working on to get me on the right path to live my purpose and out of this slump?
So sometimes we just have a little bit of stagnation, where it's like a suppression. It's people mistake suppression for depression, and it's just a little bit of a backing up a little bit in your energy, so that you can realize all that you do have. And sometimes when we have this, we get stuck in it for longer than we're supposed to. What's supposed to happen is we have this suppression, and we just deal with, okay, what's going on here where I feel slowed down, or I feel upset, or I feel like I'm just not being my best self. What do I need to clear up inside that will take care of this best self? And Spirit is saying to us that when things keep repeating in our head from our past, it'll be the same memory or the same circumstance or time frame. That's when we want to address that part of our life. And that's what I feel like is going on here, Nikki. There's a lot of past stuff that keeps coming at you and drudging you down. And so let's deal with that past circumstance.
All right. Very cool. Thank you for that, Nikki. Thank you for the comment. Now, Courtney says, put the number in the comments. And Debbie Romero did so. Thank you, Debbie. But Courtney, take a look at me and just look above me, and you're going to see the phone number right there. It's always on the screen. So, 952-946-6205. Please call in. You get there much quicker if you call in. And because I put Courtney a little bit on the spot there, I will also read. Courtney says regarding Nancy, when Nancy called in, she says, I have a friend who just got her Medicaid. She is still working part-time, but she is super happy. So there you go. So, and I appreciate, Courtney, that you're trying to get people to call in. I really appreciate that you very much for that. So let's see. She says, busy watching your faces. Yeah, well, I don't know what to say about that. So let's see here. Linda has a question, a very interesting question from Linda. I'm wondering if my Carl would like to have a burial at sea.
Linda, so there was some talk about what would happen with the passing, and there was talk of like he really didn't care, correct?
Linda, are you able to let us know if that is correct, please?
Because we are getting this. It doesn't matter. Whatever makes you feel good. He's like coming through with this, whatever you want, whatever makes you happy. And that's just how he kind of was towards you, was like, whatever Linda wants. And so he's just like, it's fine. Whatever you feel like you need to do. If you feel like you need to keep it, if you feel like, see, if that's what he's saying to us, is just let it be free. Let be whatever you need, Linda.
Now, Linda says sorta is what her response to your question was sorta.
Well, he's sort of saying, no, he's saying that this is all for you. Like, this is all yours. And he's saying to us that whatever makes you happy, Linda, is what you should do.
I would suspect, and this isn't mediumship, this is just what I'm thinking, is that most loved ones who pass on would hate to have someone fretting over something like this, right?
Oh, absolutely.
They much rather have you, they want you to be happy and stuff, but I think that they would really love the fact that you do care enough to do that and want to make sure that it is good. So let's see here. A couple things here real fast, but we do have a caller we'll get to in a second. Let's see here. There was a response I wanted to read here real fast because Nikki just responded to your reading to her. She said, "Thank you. That's exactly what I feel and needed to hear. I have a lot of healing to do before moving forward. Hope to attend your Fear to Freedom retreat. Fear to Freedom retreat." So,
well, Nikki, send us a message. So we have that 1-day retreat in February. It's a Sunday, 11 to 4. I believe it's February 24th. We're not very good with memory. But I think it's February 24th. It's a Sunday, 11 to 4. It's $100 for the whole day. And moving from fear to freedom. And that really would be really well for you, Nikki, to do. I believe it would really help you.
there we go.
23rd. Dave said 23rd.
23rd. All right. And then Linda, just to follow up with Linda, she says he knows that a burial at sea is sparkly, colorful, and beautiful. Well, then your question's answered. So sorry, I just don't mean to be so. I don't mean to be so just sparkly myself tonight, I guess. But it's like, well, it sounds like you answered your question. Then you know what he wants. So that's fantastic. We got someone on the phone. So once again, folks, you can call in 952-946-6205 to get through much quicker with your question. We have Mandy. Mandy, I am 51 years old. So, right?
Happy birthday, old man.
Yep. And not everyone is 51, though, are they, Mandy?
Oh, no. What? I am.
Are you the same? Are we the same age at the moment then?
Yeah, now you've caught up. See, I thought
Right.
you were older.
You're eventually going to. Well, we don't need to get into that right now.
No.
All right. So, what do you have for Deb tonight?
Hi, Deb.
Hi.
So I don't want to go negative here, but lately I have had a lot of people in my life, and mostly in my business life, and maybe it's not a lot, but I feel like there's a lot of negativity towards me, some pushback, and almost like I kind of feel like a lot of people are angry, and I don't know what I've done, and I feel like I'm being blocked.
So has this been like the last 3 weeks?
Longer than that.
Okay. How long would you say that you've really noticed it?
Probably 5 months.
5 months. Okay. So in that 5 month era, we go back to the 5 month and when this happened. There was a circumstance that took place that made you feel really bad about yourself. Do you remember that?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, because Spirit is talking about how there was this one circumstance that made you feel really icky inside and made you feel really bad about yourself. And you can't seem to quite get over that. And that keeps leaking out into all other situations. And you have this fear that it's all about you. And Spirit wants you to know that this isn't about you. This is about them. And we're misconstruing or fearing that these people are having this towards us, and they want you to know that you are loved and that this has nothing to do with you and that you're doing great. It's about not paying attention to other people's crap because it's theirs, not
Okay.
yours.
Okay. That
Remember
feels
that
great.
it's your reaction. It's your reaction to what's happening that's causing that inside of you.
Okay. Okay. It does
Makes
make a lot of
sense?
sense. Yeah.
And so when that circumstance happened about 5 months ago, you kind of set the rhythm that this was happening. This is continuing to happen to you, but it's not. It's just people have bad days, and we just have to realize that it's not us.
Okay.
Does
Okay?
that help, Mandy?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Mandy, you just tell me who's people causing you problem, and I'll go and sort them out for you. How about that?
It's growing, but I'll be texting you.
Well, you've also seen I have no muscle matter, so it's a hollow throat, so it's fine. So all right. Oh,
Thank you.
thanks for the call, Mandy. Really appreciate it.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. One other thing, though, about that too, I want to say is that I had, I think last week you and I were chatting through Messenger, Deb, and I had mentioned that things just seem off. I feel off and everything else, and your response was, it's happening to everybody.
Yes, it's happening to everybody. And so, but what happens is our brain will get stuck. Like Spirit very specifically showed me there was something that happened 5 months ago that really just sparked the inside of her, right? And so we have that in our brain and we have that in our aura. And then we have all these people that are just really off, right? We have a lot of anger and we have a lot of stuff. And then we take it personal and we think it's us. And so God wants her to know and very clearly that it's just not her. She's a very good person, actually. When we feel her heart energy, she's a very good person. And so very good people tend to want to make things their fault because we're good people. And so we just have to recognize that everybody's kind of off right now. And we just need to pay more attention to ourselves and not to others.
Absolutely. No, that's very important. I'd like to do this. I'd like to take the next break. I know that we have Adam on the line. Adam, if you could hold on through the break, and when we come back, we'll get to you. Anybody else who wants to call in with a question for Deb, 952-946-6205, or you can put it into the comments. We have plenty in the comments to get through as well. And we're just going to have more conversations and one question readings with psychic medium, refined divine Deb. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950.
Reach your highest level of consciousness and well-being with metamorphosisconnections.com. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory of the best holistic and metaphysical practitioners to help you make your most informed choices. You can search metamorphosisconnections.com for classes, events, wellness and life coaches, plus metaphysical products and shops. You can also search for a wide array of healers from all modalities, including EFT, sound healing, energy healing, light therapy, ancestral healing, shamanic healing, reflexology, past life regressions, hypnotherapy, yoga, and more. And if you're not sure where to start, the search feature on metamorphosisconnections.com is tailored to help both those who know what they are looking for and those who are just starting. Come explore the possibilities for your higher self by visiting metamorphosisconnections.com. Their experienced practitioners can guide both beginners and those that are already on their spiritual journey. That's metamorphosisconnection.com, your link to direct you on your spiritual transformation.
Greg Bakun here. I love historic tours of Minneapolis and seeing everything it has to offer. But if you know me, I like to include a little spooky in my tours, which is why I found the perfect combination. Minneapolis Trolley Tours does this amazing candlelight ghost tour that you have to check out. It's an extremely immersive experience. It's a trolley trip that starts out at a haunted mansion, traveling around Minneapolis locations, exposing ghost stories that the public and business owners would rather left untold. Then a tour of the aforementioned haunted mansion where ghosts of past residents from the 1800s reside, plus a lot of surprises to discover. Next, experience Gertrude's After Hours. Did I mention Gertrude is the mansion's most famous ghost? Maybe she'll show up. And you finish up the tour at Gertrude's Lounge in the haunted basement of the mansion with refreshments and Q&A. The trolleys are climate controlled and the mansion is restored to perfection. Check out MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for more information. And as we might have mentioned it once, it is my birthday today, and I'm going to ask something. If you have any desire to do so, what would really help me out a great deal is if you would consider joining my Patreon over at patreon.com, GhostBox Radio. And the money that we raise from it, we actually, it's the only way we're able to afford to feed Adam at the station. And so he said he hasn't eaten in a very long time. So
I have been on a liquid diet for weeks.
It is just water, and it's AM 950 water. So you can imagine his time on Earth is actually fairly short. So, but in all honesty, though, it helps us, especially as we're going to be traveling around a little bit this year, going to more events and stuff, and that just sort of stuff helps, plus new equipment for the show and whatnot. Patreon.com/GhostBox Radio. That is where it starts as low as $3 a month, as well as the fact that it is it's a backlog of all of our old shows, and I'm talking going back 10 years, and we're just using this to get all the old episodes out there, because if you go and look for it on Spotify and even my own website, it only goes back to 3 months at a time, and then they kind of disappear. So there's a lot of great episodes that you would enjoy, and that they're not like time sensitive, so that they are still very relative now. So please go over and sign up for our Patreon. Really appreciate it. For those who are in the comments, I'm putting it into the comments. If you have any interest, I really would appreciate it. But our focus is actually on psychic medium, refined divine, TV star psychic medium, refined divine of KTTC. So here we are, just a TV star now is what you are.
I know. And I was thinking new equipment. They must need a brace for Adam's finger.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, so they definitely need to donate because it's supporting me and keeping me on the air.
Right. It's keeping Chad Larson out of jail is what it comes down to, if you look at it, because the swearing that some people may do on the show, if it ever came back to him,
I have no recollection of what you're speaking of.
Who right. Swears? Yeah, who swears? I mean, that's just ridiculous, right? Adam, are you swearing again? I don't know.
That's why I leave my mic off.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like you can swear. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. So we're doing one question readings tonight. As you can tell, it's always a light atmosphere in these shows for the most part, where we like to have fun. I do like to remind folks, though, once again, go to refineddivinepsychic.com. Schedule a full reading. It is very much worth it, as well as see the classes that Deb offers, as well as the retreats and everything else. And you can see the events, and the events are a lot of fun. She's loaded this year with events, so you got to go see her in person, and even say hi to Dave if you have the opportunity. So I mean,
yeah, Dave's always good to say hi to.
He's always good to say hi to. Yeah. Especially if I'm at the event, it'll keep him away from my table for a little bit. So
and that's all right. So once again, you can put your comments into the comments section. That is totally fine. Or you get to us quicker, 952-946-6205. That is where we are going right now with Adam. Adam, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Happy birthday, Greg.
Thank you very much. And thank you for waiting as we got through all the commercials and stuff. What you got for Deb tonight?
So she knows I applied for a manager position. I didn't get it, but I've been having this feeling lately that the reason I didn't get it is so that I can get a first shift position and be able to work on myself and my relationship with my wife and my family. And I just wanted to know if that is what I'm feeling is true.
Yeah, so you're absolutely feeling that because it's true. And because if you would have got the supervisor position, you would have continued all the problems that you're currently already having. And so something needs to change, and your soul knows that, and you know that, so you're pulling that in. How you need to manifest this is to believe that you already got the job, that it already has happened, and that you've already been shifted into first place. I would start getting up in the mornings even earlier than you already do, and just acting like that you already have this. So that way the universe knows for real this is what Adam is committed to.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
It's called manifestation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
yeah,
law of
I
attraction.
definitely need
Yep.
to manifest that for sure.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. We see it I bet you within the next 3-4 months. It looks pretty short.
Yeah. Yeah, considering I've been on the off shift for 7.5 years. So
No.
Yeah, it's your time. For sure.
yes, I can't do this anymore.
And you also need to vocalize that and make that known because you're very valuable to the company.
Yep, and I have been, so.
Good. Good.
And I know I'm
Good for
getting a
you.
position. I know I'm getting to first shift, so.
Good. Good.
So Adam, I'm going to ask you
All
to promise that when it happens, you let us know. Call back in, let us know so we can celebrate. We can be happy about your success, and we're behind you, Adam. We really are.
All right. Well, thank you very much, you guys, and again, happy birthday, Greg.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So we are doing one question readings with Refined Divine Psychic Medium Deb tonight. We, once again, as we always say, you can put your comments and your questions into the comments section, or you can call us 952-946-6205. We stay on the phone lines, and we have Jesse on the phone. Jesse, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you? Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you very much. What's your question for Deb tonight?
Well, I guess I'm just a little nervous. I'm going to be traveling soon, and I'm just wondering if there was a reason, because I was supposed to go on another trip and it got canceled. Is there a reason why we're going to actually we're going to Africa? So is there a reason why our other trip got canceled? Like, I don't know, is there a purpose why got chosen to go to Africa instead of India?
Yes, there is. And so right away when you started talking, I literally heard like the Jumanji. Do you know the movie Jumanji? I heard that
Yeah.
opening, and that to me says that there is a lot lurking, and we should not have taken that Indian trip. Like there was something there that would have happened, or something would have taken place. This trip that you're going to be taking looks wonderful. Like literally looks like you're going to experience the forest. You're going to experience, I'm seeing giraffes, I'm seeing elephants, I'm seeing like some kind of community you're going to go into and learn more about what's happening in there and how to do it. Yes. It's like a big thing that you're planning.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be wonderful. The reason why it was changed is for your safety, because you have so much faith that literally your guides are not going to let that happen to you. Because of your faith, the alignment is always happening for you.
Awesome. Perfect.
Yeah.
Does that resonate at all with you at all, Jesse?
Yeah. Well, a lot has been going on lately with, I've been connecting with my guides more. So it's making sense, like just everything that's been happening this last few months has been making sense to me. So.
Okay.
Yeah, because everything's in alignment. Remember that nothing is happening by chance. It's always by divine order.
Yeah.
Very cool. Jesse, have a safe travel. When are you leaving?
March 6th.
Okay, so awesome. First of all, I'm very envious. It sounds like an amazing trip. Please be safe and let us know how it went. I'd love to hear about it.
Will do.
All righty. Thank you very much. We're doing one question readings tonight with psychic medium, refined divine Deb, and we're going to go over to the comments section. Carrie has an interesting one. Carrie says, hopefully I word this right, but I always have bizarre experiences. So strange that if you were to tell someone about it, they would think you're crazy. One example, I walked out of the garage, felt something sharp, and there was a hawk holding onto my leg. What is it about me that attracts weird?
We don't mean to giggle so much, but weird attracts weird.
Oh.
And so when we have weird experiences, we say that what is it within us that is weird and abnormal? Because whatever we are emanates out into the universe, and that's what comes back to us. And so it's always law of attraction is always taking place. You cannot evade it. 24/7 law of attraction. And like we use an example, people say to us that they have such crappy lives. Well, we always say if you have a crappy life, I would look at your thoughts and what you're doing into the world to bring good things. Because if you want good things in your life, you got to put good things out there. That what you give out, you get in return. And so if it's weirdness you want, give out some weirdness.
There you go. I mean, what's really cool about it is you got a hawk that's
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's a good weird, I think, as long as they're not ripping you apart. I mean,
Spirit animal hawk. That look it up.
no kidding, right? No, that's actually a really good point. And Carrie says makes sense, and that's good. It is like what is the meaning behind the hawk, right? I mean, that is a valid question.
Oh, that's very valid. Whenever we have any kind of animal that comes into our realm or into our being, like outside of our door or wherever, literally they are speaking to us. They're always speaking to us. When I was younger, I used to always find walking sticks, little baby walking sticks on my door. And actually, that's a sign of the psychic and the psychic realm coming to you. And I found that out when the Google came around, but I didn't know that back then. But always these little walking sticks on my doors when I would come home.
That is very interesting. Now I'm trying to find another question here. Okay, no, how about this? Okay, here we go. Because we haven't had a chance to look at comments a whole lot tonight, so we're trying to figure out. So Stacy asked the question. First of all, she says, "Hi, Greg, Adam, Deb, and Dave. Speaking of age, my 74-year-old mom is dating her 82-year-old boyfriend. Are they going to get married?"
Oh, that is so cute. It feels like she says, well, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I get out of her energy, and his energy is like, aren't we too old for this? It kind of has that feel to it when I'm in his energy field. But I think your mom will win. I'm going with yes.
Yeah, no, it feels like that. That's it's nice to know that this is another example of years don't matter, ageless.
Age is just a number.
Yeah, no, that is fantastic. Let's see here. Trying to find another one here. Kyle says, "Hey Deb, I've been in a limbo. What's my next move?"
It feels like we're kind of going back and forth with the family life and fun and work. And it's kind of like, what do I do next to feel more accomplished? And so Spirit says to us that always listen to your heart, because your heart is always going to have the purposeful thing that we should be doing. Our head can always think us into a hole. And so to get out of this limbo, they say to us, drop into your heart and listen to your passions instead of your desires that are in your head.
There we go. Kyle, let us know what you think of that. If you're still listening, I'd love to know your thoughts on it. I just want to say real fast, because we're not getting to everyone tonight. We're just about out of time here. Deb is going to be back with us on February 5th with One Question Readings. She's going to be back with us February 19th with One Question Readings, but she's also going to be with us Tuesday, February 11th with another episode of talking about her own experiences. So those are great shows, and you want to check it out. I also want to remind folks, go to refinedivinepsychic.com, schedule your reading, schedule the retreat, do all that stuff. It's going to help you. We've had many people who have called in and said how much it helped them. So at least go, please check it out. Same with going and liking her page on Facebook, Refined Divine Psychic Medium. Go find that on Facebook. And then once again, I also ask, please, if you have the opportunity to do so, please sign up for my Patreon, patreon.com/GhostBox Radio. It keeps me off the streets. Deb, real fast, what's your next event?
We are going to be in Wisconsin Rapids this Sunday. Come on out and see us.
Come on out to see her. We're going to I'll put that on my page, but also go to Refined Divine Psychic Medium on Facebook. Deb, as always, fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, it's radio. You got to say goodbye. They're not waving at me.
Thanks so much. Bye, Greg.
We'll be back tomorrow. Everyone have a great night.
Hi, it's Matt McNeil. Listen to the Matt McNeil